Just a quick disclaimer that as well as my main channel, this video will also be going live on the Phoenix Project software channel. So if you're not already subscribed to that channel, go subscribe to it because there'll be some more content like trailers and such coming out there soon. So this is a quick video showcasing enhanced controller support in the Half-Life 1 engine, or the Gold Source engine. I'm using the Steamworks SDK, which makes it much easier to utilize controller features like vibration and the LED color if you're on an Xbox Elite controller or a PlayStation controller that has a light bar. In the past, I've used SDL, and it's proven to be very clunky, and in fact my previous SDL2 implementation of vibration, most likely because I just did it wrong, but it was very temperamental and caused the game to crash a lot. So I had that feature turned off by default, and it was more or less an experimental feature. But in just one day today, I've implemented fully functioning controller vibration support, and it works very well. This is Half-Life cross-product multiplayer, and this will be eventually coming to Steam. However, these features will also be in every title under Half-Life the Classic Collection, because I know all you guys are waiting for that. This video will also be going live on all the ModDB pages for the respective title that I'll be adding these features to. So first, we've got a PlayStation 4 controller here. This will also take effect on a PlayStation 5 DualSense. This should also work if you've got an Xbox Elite controller, since I believe you can set the RGB color on that as well. But right now we've got an orange light bar. That's the default light bar color for the game, and this will also be the default light bar color in Half-Life 1. It matches the HUD color. So if you just go in game here, and of course you can navigate all the menus of the controller. So we've also made use of action sets in 2.9.2. So as you can see, when I use the right stick, it now moves around the mouse cursor. So now I can join in. So it's looking a bit janky. I got a little bit of experimental feature, which I'm probably going to can. But essentially, we've got gyro support here as well. So as I move the controller around, it moves around the HUD and the view model. The view model wasn't actually intentional. I'm most likely going to can this. The reason why it looks very rickety-rackety, very sort of stuttery, is because it's clamped. It's actually clamped very tightly. If I leave it on my lap, you'll see it even picks up the slightest movements. It can be quite distracting. So for this section, I'll just show you the light bar functionality. So as you can see, the light bar is currently orange, thus matching the HUD color. Now, if I open the console here, if I can learn how to type, it's difficult doing it with one hand. So if I enter a HUD color, so let's just go fully blue. So it's in RGB format. So now I've made the HUD fully blue, and you'll see that the light bar has now gone to blue. Essentially, it just looks like a PlayStation controller now. But if I want to make it to green, so for example, if we're playing opposing force, now it's green, and that actually looks really, really cool. There's also another function that's in the game. Whoops, I actually touched the touch bar there. So yes, the touch bar is kind of set up to move around, but it's very strange. And I found when playing this game that I've been accidentally touching the touch bar quite a lot, and it's dead zone to very sensitive. So I will most likely be removing touch bar from the default configuration entirely. So if we get hurt, for example, so when the shield or the armor is depleted, So we'll just wait for that. You'll notice as I'm being hurt, it flashes in red. And now it's completely solid red when the player is dead. And now it's back to green. I wasn't able to show the flashing in red fully, you know, perfectly. Though it does flash, trust me. Anyway. So I'm going to restart the game to show you the Xbox controller functionality. So this will have full functionality with every PlayStation controller, every Xbox controller, and even the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. If it's supported by Steam input, it will work in our Half-Life games. So if I just get this plugged in, there we are. So now I can show you the vibration functionality. I can place that down properly. So I'll just load back into a map again. So if we go to custom game, Crossfire, here we go. And we wait for that to load, there we go. So each weapon has its own unique vibration parameters. The largest one, now this is subject to change, but the largest one is the M249 saw. So if we select that, so as you can see, it's a very strong vibration. Not only on every controller that works with Steam input will you see the controller vibrate, but if you've got an Xbox controller or a DualSense, mine the slightly dirty controller here, I've had this for a number of years. We've also got impulse triggers, or trigger vibration. So I believe this is on the DualSense, but on Xbox controllers it's called impulse triggers. It's effectively just little vibration motors inside the trigger, and it really enhances gunplay in first-person shooters. So I really wanted to mimic the strong feeling of an M249 there. Not that I've ever held one, but imagine it's one hell of a gun. Another one I really like is the crossbow when unscoped. So there's no main vibration here, but on the impulse, there's just a quick little, well, pulse. I think it really fits that well. We've also got the shotgun. You can do a double barrel shot. That's very powerful if you're at close range. So to help enhance that for controller players, it's a very strong pulse on the left trigger there. I quite like the glue-on gun. So what we've done here is we've done 3 vibration animation, well, I say animations or sequences. So we got the initial charge up, and then there's a moment where it fades into a different sound, and there's a vibration event there. And then when we turn it off, it also stops there because it's winding down. So I'll just play that again. There we are. The RPG is also pretty strong. All the melee weapons have vibration. It's just basic controller vibration. We've got the Glock here. Just a light vibration. And of course, we've got the 9mm assault rifle. So that's essentially it for enhanced controller support in Half-Life. Of course, Valve's update in 2023 for the 25th anniversary basically refined a lot of the controller input, and they finally re-added analog movement, which is really cool. But they never added vibration. And of course, what inspired me to add Lightbar support on PlayStation controllers was when I saw a Blue Sky post by Invoxy Play Games. Basically, they were just telling people, yeah, just use the LED color functions in Steamworks. So it's kind of like a light bulb moment for me. So I just want to give credit to that person for essentially giving me that idea. Furthermore, there's more inspiration from Valve themselves, as they quietly added PlayStation Lightbar support into Portal 2. Only Portal 2 for some reason. As far as I know, none of their other games do things to the Lightbar. But anyway, that's essentially the gist of the video. Thanks for watching, and of course, you will see this not only cross-product multiplayer when it releases on Steam, but also the Classic Collection. So that means Half-Life Classic, Opposing Force Classic, and Blue Shift Classic, alongside any bonus items they may include. So thanks for watching, and I hope to reveal more stuff soon.